purpose of a classical education is to help shape the character along with the intellect of a student. What we offer at Great Hearts Texas is a classical education that's available to everybody.
Classical education seeks to form students to help them become morally, intellectually, and aesthetically alive.
It's not only a well-rounded education, and it certainly is, it's an education pointed towards truth and the highest things.
The purpose and aim of what we do, I think, is neatly captured in the title of the organization, which is Great Hearts, focusing on the spirit, the soul of the person that we're crafting, and not just their head.
Rather than standing against something, a classical liberal arts education stands for something. It stands for the human person. It stands for exploration of first principles. What is friendship? What is justice? What is wisdom? What is goodness? What is fortitude? How do I learn how to love?
Liberal arts form that core of classical education, and it's primarily through those liberal arts that the student is formed and freed to think about a world and an existence that is beyond themselves.
At Great Hearts, we study the Western tradition because it is the tradition that all of our scholars share. We live in the West. As we learn to study those works and those histories and understand those cultures and people, that prepares our scholars then to study whatever other traditions they would want to beyond us.
What classical education means to me is that my child is going to get a well-rounded education. They're not just going to get something that the state of Texas says they need, but they're going to be seen as a whole person. They're going to learn about character development. They're going to learn about all the things that are really important to our family. And I felt like we were combined in the same goals.
Classical education is for everyone because it's the most human form of education. It's an education based on human excellence and virtue. It's for all cultures, all families, and Great Hearts is a place where they can all come together and talk about what it means to be a human being and pursue truth together.
One thing that makes classical education unique is that we care not only about what we teach, but we care about how we teach it. It's equally important to focus on how you teach in addition to what you teach. We want beautiful content, but we want to teach it in a way that also shapes the souls.
We don't want our students to think of education as something that will look good to someone else. We want our students to learn because we want them just to love learning. And that's it, it's simple.
We want them to flourish, but not seek lesser happiness, lower pleasures, but find their happiness in the things that last, in truth, in a commitment to the greater good.
We're helping to not only provide very rigorous academics for the students and hold them to high standards and high expectations, but even more, we're helping to form the moral formation of these children. We want them to have good hearts. We want them to be kind and contributing members of a society.
Great Hearts is growing. We're growing because the classical education, I think, needs a high-quality leader that's committed to first principles, to the lasting things, to truth, goodness, and beauty. And we're also growing because of the moral imperative to make sure families from all backgrounds can have access to this education.
It's not too high-minded to say that my greatest hope for students is that they leave us with a relentless pursuit of those things that are true, good, and beautiful. I want them to love the content that we give them. And I want them to love it because I believe that that content is what will help them to become more fully human. That they will leave us and continue to read good things, to listen to good things, to engage in conversation, and to truly be fulfilled.
Great Hearts Texas is a charter school that has democratized a classical education, which means that this education that was highly sought after for centuries is now available to every Texan.